Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jesse here from Flyers Alley, along with Wayde Oruska Jr. What's going on, man?
What's up, Jesse?
Not much. Just watched, the Flyers lose in overtime.
Another soft goal bites the dust.
Yeah, it was. It was not a pretty sight. It looked worse than it was at first. I looked at it and it looked bad, but now when I just saw it again, it was even worse than I originally thought.
Yep,
Bad. But yeah, what
that's
are you gonna
us.
do? Yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do? Before we get into it, uh, let's throw the big boy up on the screen. Flyers Alley is sponsored by Body Check Wellness. Go to www.bodycheckwellness.com and use promo code Flyers Alley for your hemp derived CBD oils and functional mushroom blends. Now, we have plenty to talk about. Well, not plenty to talk about, but enough to talk about. Shouldn't be an extravagantly long show, but there's more losses than wins. I mean, we got the loss. We'll start on Sunday. Yeah, we'll start on Sunday. We lost to Buffalo 5-3. Lost to Washington 6-1. We did beat Pittsburgh though, and I feel like
Yes.
that's always I mean, you got to fucking beat Pittsburgh. If you don't beat Pittsburgh, then
Got to
what's
piss on somebody. Might
right,
as well be Pittsburgh.
right. We lost to Capitals yesterday 6-3, and then we just lost to the Islanders in overtime 1-0. Now there's a couple things that I do want to talk about when it comes to issues that are going on with them right now. Now I was excited as hell to see Alex Lyon come up, only because I really do think he needs the chance, and I don't know. I feel like he was given the shaft on coming up. Everybody got excited about Carter Hart and the hype on everything, and I think they kind of just cast him aside. Um, I don't think he played a bad game. I don't think he played a bad game at all. I think if you watched post game and you're active on Twitter, you kind of find out what happened. And Hart was at practice and at last second said he couldn't didn't want to play. So then you know they get a hold of Elliott, he was also at practice, and they're like, hey, no, let's throw you in there. They didn't want to do that because they wanted to start him against the Islanders. So he said he didn't want to start, and then they call Alex Lyon, who his team is on COVID protocol right now, so he was basically at home, and said, hey, so you're going to get the start. He comes up, and the rest is history. I don't think that's the worst case scenario, but
No, it just shows you that if it is an injury, how long did Carter Hart had it, or he's just mentally fucking worn down from this lack of defense that the team's playing around them. So, I mean, it's understandable for Moose to say no to one game because he was guaranteed to play against the Islanders tonight. So
right.
he probably didn't want to have to deal with two shit shows in front of him. He'd just rather take the one night of shit shows, which Flyers kind of played okay today. But
Yeah, I mean, they kept with them. That's the thing is they kept with them. We usually do. I don't say we usually do like absolutely horrible against the Islanders, but I mean they kept with them. They
nah,
kept it up.
we're usually neck and neck with them. I mean, look at that last year's playoffs, and I mean this year's a complete different fucking ugly monster this year. But we've been normally neck and neck with them for the past couple seasons, so it's just this year our defense has been a complete fucking wash on just about every defensive pairing that you could put out there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think Wade Allison is doing as good as he can, being brought up literally at the last second trying to make a playoff run out of this just catastrophic end of the season. Um,
I
I
mean, it's
I
great.
I
Go
thought
ahead.
Taylor Lindsey was doing good too. I mean, the bringing up Cam York is just a mistake in my eyes. Though I don't think he should come up right now.
Yeah, I don't want him up. I don't want the chance of him being hurt by a fucking a nobody, you know, that just wants to take a run at a young guy that's, you know, but is what it is. I mean, we have great fucking. I'm not going to say great. We have good forward prospects. It just shows you that we're at the bottom of the barrel for defense. They'd be caught up at a moment's notice. So see what happens in the this off season. See who's going where, who's staying, type of deal.
Yeah, I think
That's what I'm looking for.
that is what you're gonna have to wait for that because right now, I mean, no one wants to say they want to see him lose. I was listening to the complex earlier. They were talking about how Eric was saying basically how he just thinks that they should just wash their hands and move on to the next season. But I mean, the fact that they haven't done that yet and that they're still trying to fight, that gives them some hope. But I mean, now, I mean, you lost that one now. Now you're even farther back. It's gonna be a tough road. And then if we get into the playoffs, then what? I mean,
At this point, I kind of don't want to make the playoffs just for a better draft pick. But I mean, we really fucking shot ourselves in the foot with not playing more defensive minded setup. It just went wrong the whole beginning of the year. Even
right,
beginning of the year when we were fucking grooving, the entire team was just playing no defense or very minimum defense. I mean, Prove can't do it all. He can't play all three fucking lines.
right. I could.
I mean, he could, but we'll just still look like this.
Right.
I mean, Ghost's been coming around. I mean, I see a lot of other people on other Facebook's pages and stuff that they're like, oh yeah, he's starting to grow on me now. It's just the same haters that wanted him dealt, 3 months ago, and I wanted to hang on to him because of his mobility. And when he wants to play defense, he can actually be pretty good. He's just not sized right with the bigger bodies in the NHL.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what the problem. I mean, obviously the problem is it's something. It's got to be locker room. I mean, but it's not
Definitely.
goalie. It's not goalie. I mean, you can't blame Carter Hart for any of that.
No. And he's a young kid, so he's listened to his older veteran guys in the locker room, and they're probably just fucking hounding on him, you know? But what do I know?
Right.
Just a
Um.
video game specialist.
Video games. Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's another year being a hard. It's hard to be a Flyers fan at this point again. But
I think what the issue is this year is that we got so close and we were so good last year in that bubble playoff push, and we were the top seed. We beat the top fucking teams, and we got just out fucking defense by the Islanders. But and then this year, with Niskanen with his early retirement issue, and it just the Flyers just not moving in the right direction with their defense, with the way that Fletcher tried to put Ghost up there and all that. But
yeah, I mean, I like to. I'm following this new thing where it says, some of the players that are on the team that were supposed to be these, bust out all star players. Like people were asking a lot of questions about Nolan Patrick right now, and I think there's a huge question mark next to his name right now because it's you were supposed to be this next thing. Does anyone maybe think that it was just a soft year for drafts and for entry drafts? I think maybe you know he he could have been rated well, but maybe he was the top rated person in a draft that didn't have that high of a skill level.
I'm not going to go agree with that, right?
Well, I'm not saying that it's the absolute. I just think you got to start looking at other.
Would I tell you that he has yet to play 200 NHL games yet since he's been drafted?
Oh well, I mean, I wasn't the one that told him to dive in front of a puck the other night.
I mean, that was his own guy blasting it at him.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
So,
I think look how deep and ludicrous the questions are going at this point.
yeah, I know.
You
I
know,
know
like
how the questions are going, but
what's the answer here?
I mean, if the offer's right, I would have probably did the deal, but I don't think we should let him go for fucking anything less than another first round pick for him. He's gonna be a stud. Even if he breaks out even like how JVR is, because JVR was the second overall pick, and he's a hot and cold, streaky type player.
Right.
He has size, and when he uses it, he gets his goals or his assist up in front of that net. But
Well, what exactly makes you think that he is going to be a stud at some point? Where's the
uh,
proof besides the stats? Don't give me stats because that's not going to work.
looking at the videos of him previous injury, he was great.
You're saying
He was great
before he got injured.
before his migraines, before COVID year, before this bullshit year. But yes,
Okay. Well, I mean,
so all right, like if you were the Jets before you got rid of Patrick Lane, would you be on board with trying to get rid of him, even though he's a guarantee 30 plus goal scorer?
Patrick Line,
Mm-hmm.
is this before before
Before all the shit that happened this year, would you want him out?
no. I see your okay. I see your point.
I mean, and he had way more games than Nolan Patrick did this so far in his career. So I think you got to at least bring him around for another year's worth just to see what a full fucking year will look like under his belt. Unless if we go and complete rebuild, even though he's 22 this year, so he would still even fall under your complete rebuild unless if the offer's there.
Right. Well, I don't think they should. I think they should shop him. I don't think they should. Like get rid of him immediately. I mean, I think there's a couple other people on there's a lot of crying for Jake. And to be honest with you, last night's game, I am no longer on the hayride, we're gonna call it. I'm not on board with him at all. He did the one thing that I fucking said that he was doing, and he did it right the fuck in front of my face. He was right in front of the puck, and the puck there was no offsides. He was onside. The puck was onside, and he just stopped fucking chasing it. It was a foot in front of him. I don't give a fuck, dude. If you're out of gas, you're getting paid so much money to chase that fucking puck. Like, come on, man.
He could even just chip it in a little bit deeper behind the net and then skate off.
You have a stick,
Or hold it.
right?
Hold it, let that line change come in, you fucking throw it over.
There's some real issues with them, but I don't know. Like you said, what do I know?
Yeah.
I'm just
Video game experts.
right, just a guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Drinking his beer in the basement.
that's right. That's fucking right. So we got this week. I mean, I don't even know how much better it's gonna be. We got a 3 day break, which is kind of nice. Then you got a double header on Thursday and Friday at 7 o'clock against the Rangers. You get
Yeah.
Saturday off, and then you get a 6 o'clock game against the Devils.
It's weird having a 3 day off after playing every other day the entire month of fucking March.
right? Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like now. What the fuck? What do you want them to do now? Like, what exactly is it that you want them to do at this point? They can't. I mean, the math still isn't against them yet. Not like Buffalo. Did you see that the other day? Buffalo's mathematically out of, out of the play. I mean, no
I
shit.
mean, we've known that
Come on.
a month before the trade deadline.
The sad thing is that I guess they weren't because they didn't announce it. But like, did you really? I mean,
Yeah, I guess
they
if
were
they
starting to
said
show hope.
if they, I think if they technically won every game outright at that point, they could make it in there. But no, not Buffalo.
Whenever you think how bad could it be for the Flyers in the playoffs, think about how bad it could be for the Buffalo Sabres in the playoffs. So,
I mean, they beat Boston. They beat fucking Capitals the other night.
there's no consistency, and that's exactly what's going to be wrong with the Flyers too. I mean, they just, I mean, what is it? Fan the bet sites are going to be like fucking outrageously like tilted towards like the opposing team against the Sabres. And then if they
Yeah.
do win, they're gonna be they're millionaires. I
Hmm.
mean, that's tough shit right there. Plus, they really and they I heard on the radio that the other night, or it might have been on the NHL Network. Like, who the fuck is gonna play for them next year? Like, they don't even have
Is that
lines
the
now.
Sabres?
Yeah,
Who's going to play for the Sabres? They're
yeah,
just
like
probably going to pick everybody up that was on their last years of their AHL and just promote them to the NHL. That's probably what they're going to end up doing.
so dangerous for like their career and like I guess it can't get any worse. I mean, when you're thinking about it like that, but
Yeah. I mean, who knows? They could have a fucking stud in that fucking that just sitting there just biting his fucking time, waiting to get the call up.
yeah, don't you
I
think
know.
they would? Yeah, come on.
I know. I know.
I
A
would have had that
big
motherfucker
giant
coaching.
hypothetical.
I would have had that dude coaching the team.
No,
Shit,
they'll just do it with soccer coaches instead.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't. I had no idea about that until Liam told us.
Yeah, it's outrageous. Um, yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what comes. I don't think that I, I'm so torn between whether I want them to get into the playoffs or not. You know, everybody loves Flyers playoff hockey because you know they're gonna play better if
Yes.
they get into the playoffs. This is just how it is. So, and I don't know how much time is between them, you know, getting in and where they start playing. They could really get some shit together in three. You know, say it's like 3
They
weeks.
could.
They could get some shit together.
If they could pull together a 3 or 4 game win streak, I think the mentality of the team would fucking change. But you've said it right there. You got Kevin Hayes, that's supposed to be a fucking alternate captain, giving up on the play 3 feet from him. You know, it's just shows the whole entire team like, look, yeah, I ain't busting my ass for this. Fuck this.
It's Hollywood players. Like, there's not many on the team. Um, you know, he kind of is like the only one. So I mean, I don't know. That's just tough. That's tough shit right there. They just when you got players like that,
Yeah.
man, you can't. You know, I don't know. I don't like that type of play.
No, nobody does. Like I get on fucking Jake fucking turning the puck over, but I mean, he at least when he goes in after it, usually he doesn't just fucking dive off when it's 3 feet in front of him.
Right.
You know, he gets in after it. And I'm usually getting on Jake and G, but if they get in there after it, they're playing up to their fucking contract's worth. Unlike fucking uh, Kevin Hayes, $7 million anchor hanging on us.
I should have thrown that up on the screen real quick.
Hmm, thanks.
Just so everybody knows that.
Just
I
make it
figured
flash in fucking rainbow colors and put some stars around it.
I could put some stars around. But
Dick.
yeah, I don't know. I would, I do absolutely hope to get to the playoffs. But I mean, do they get the Breaks beat off them in the playoffs? I mean,
It's the playoffs. Anything could happen. I mean, look at St. Louis Blues the other year. They literally were at the fucking dickhead. They were actually at the bottom of the fucking league, and then they squeaked into their fucking playoff rounds.
yeah, I mean they play better in in the playoffs. I mean, it's just it is that's just how it is. So, um, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think they're gonna get in now, and that really sucks. Because
Yeah,
I mean, you can't. Is it really that big of a difference without Matt Niskanen, Tyler Pitlick, uh, Nate Thompson, Derek Grant? Now it's getting to the point where it's too many people, too many names on the list for it to not be an issue. Like that's an issue. You got rid of these guys, and now we're paying for it. I feel.
we got rid of two of them, one to FA, or two of them to free agency, and the other to retirement. I mean, with the retirement came early enough to where Fletcher could have picked a better defenseman instead of Eric
Right.
Gustafson. But I mean, them two defensemen are complete opposite ends. One likes to play defense, the other one wants nothing to do with defense. So, I mean, he could have picked up, I want to say, pretty much anybody for $3 million, and that would have played at least better defense than Eric did.
Should have got Montour.
They could have. They could have even got him at. I mean, Buffalo could have been hanging on to him and just waiting to hear the best offer. And Florida, since they're going for the cup again, but they're not gonna fucking win it. But
Right.
so that could have been an issue like that.
Yeah, I mean, you could have got. Let's see. Montour was like 1.5. You had what eight to fuck around with. I think it was
Yeah, we had a
six
total
or
of
eight.
eight.
Right. You could have got Montour for 1.5 or 1.3. You could have and you could have got Vince Dunn from St. Louis for 3.5.
It's
Eh,
if they wanted to give him up.
They were up. They were up.
I mean, if he was offered up and nobody fucking went in to get
No,
him,
nobody still has gone in to get him.
you can't. Deadline's over.
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear Vince Dunn go anywhere, so he just stayed with
Yeah,
St. Louis.
he
Like
just stayed with St. Louis.
that's
That's why
but that's legit.
I don't think St. Louis was really offering him up. I think they just quote him as available because his contract's up at the end of the year. So I mean, then you got the um, Ritzelainen from Buffalo. We could have went and got for him, but
Yeah, didn't they re-signed him, right?
yeah,
That's
I
a good
mean,
move. I mean, he's a
but
workhorse.
but obviously we just did nothing. Got a couple of seventh round draft picks.
Yeah, I'm tired of the fucking draft pick shit, dude. Like okay, so say exactly what I said was a scenario for Nolan Patrick. Say that's an actual thing, and that happens next year. So then we're stuck with a bunch of kids that are mediocre, but they're rated high because it's just a weak draft. So
Maybe
now fucking what?
with uh, with holding more draft picks. Like last year, we gave up I think two or three different draft picks to move up to get was it Zayd Wisdom, Wade Zayd.
Zayd Wisdom.
So there, he might have an idea of if I hang on to, let's just say, some pocket change for this year's draft pick. Maybe he has somebody else eyed up in the third, fourth round that he might want to try to get onto the line.
That's also a good point with Zayd Wisdom with those
You
kids.
know,
It's they got him down there. They got Bobby Brink. They got Cam York. They do. They also have Isaac Radcliffe that I think everybody forgot about. Um,
Yes.
him and I think when Myers came up, everybody forgot about Radcliffe, and he's just not. He's not ready yet, but he will be. And there's plenty of people down there that are. The farm system is overflowing. So I mean,
Looking at this year, it looked like your boy Myers wasn't ready either.
nah, I'll give that to you. You know, it was weird though because at the beginning of the season he kind of wasn't, but I was defending him because he's my guy,
Hmm.
and I wasn't defending Sandheim, and it ended up being like Sandheim. Like there were some times when he was really crucial, like really
Yeah,
crucial.
he's got legs under him. It just seems like AV likes to play favorites with who he lets off the leash and who stays on that leash,
Right,
which which could be a good thing because you can't have every fucking defenseman playing offense when there's nobody in the back.
right,
I mean, it wouldn't matter anyway because none of our guys played defense this year anyway.
right. You need. I think you're gonna need that guy. I don't know who it is, but maybe yeah. A lot of people a lot of people do blame Sandheim and don't blame Myers, which at the same time I don't like because you know I don't think they should be playing on the same line together.
Well,
They
they're
are
doing
both
that
good
because
defensemen.
they had good chemistry last year. That's the only reason why they put them back and forth together or back together. So what I think people also get on Myers more than Sandheim is because Myers spent more years up on the NHL, so they kind of give him that pass and they want to blame the new kid.
Well, if that's the case, then they're assholes because he was up for like. Did he even? He didn't even play all last season.
Myers,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. He's still kind of new to some of these
So
couch
does that
coaches.
right? Because everybody forget now. I get it. Everybody's happy they got hockey back, but you have to also remember the reason why we're all happy the hockey is back is because we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic, and I mean the playoffs. I still think the playoffs last year were a preseason for the preseason of the 21-22 season because the 21-22 season is going to be starting in September is going to be preseason. October 4th is going to be opening night.
Like
It's
regular time, right?
it's going to be the regular season all over again. So they're going to have I say you know what, and I'll say it now. This will be my final thing about the season. I do hope that they don't get into the playoffs because I want them to rest the fuck up, get their shit together. There's no restrictions on practicing right now. May 9th, May 11th, somewhere in there is their last game. So you have May, June, July, August, September. You got 3 months, 4 months to get your shit together before preseason starts. It's a whole nother year again, and we don't have to worry about now. If it was a regular season, we wouldn't really be worried right now. Like
True.
we'd be in the it'd be mid season, and be like, fuck it,
Yeah.
we're good to go. But that's not the case. So,
Not
oh, my
just
boy Bobby Bingle was, wow, Bobby, yeah, bro, get in there. We have one single comment. I just want to get the fuck in there. But Joe Craig's not there to fucking light me up.
not yet.
Nah.
Oh, the
Uh,
Flyers lost at overtime, so I don't think a lot of people are gonna tune into us anyway, to bash them again.
yeah, I mean, thanks a lot, guys, for helping us get our ratings up. Jeez. Um,
It's all right. Is what it is. Just another fucking day at the office.
right. Um, yeah, so we can get into some of the other shows that are on the network. It's scrolling at the bottom. The Complex 444 Sports with Scott, um, Eric, Kyrie now, um, and Willie Guns hosting. We got Uncle Steve and Friends. That's going to be coming on later, I believe, at the end of this month.
What's that show about? Can
It
you go in
is.
a little bit on that show?
I can try. It's it's a
Yes,
little
I'm doing
bit.
that as being a dick. Yes, I am.
I can actually, but it's just it's to my understanding, it's about trucks, but at the same time, it's about truck parts, truck racing. I believe stock car racing. Oh, Joe Craig is fucking here. You fucking asshole.
Told you he'd be here.
Yeah, yeah, straight up. Look at it.
You said the name and he comes.
There he is. There he is. I love you, brother. But yeah. So it's basically just but it sounds like a couple of people sitting around talking about trucks and auto parts and car races and stuff like that, and it makes the network cooler, a little different dynamic.
It's definitely something different. You don't see that every day, or even hear about that every day.
No, no, it's I like it. We'll see what happens. I think it'll be a good addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also got the 3 pointer is going to be a new one, and
And
that
the three
is
pointers is basketball, right?
yeah, that's going to be, I believe at this point it's going to be NBA and NCAA, which I'm a huge fan of having an NCAA anything on the network, because I feel like to have somebody guiding people there with all the shit that goes on with there's so many fucking teams, you know. It'll be
Yeah.
easy to have brackets. It'll be easy to do fantasy and shit throughout the network with our Canada chapter and the US chapter. That'll be pretty cool to do. You also have your Backstabbers Wrestling podcast with Badass Willie Guns and the phenomenal Tony Styles. Um, they have moved to Saturdays, and I believe they're doing lives now.
Nice.
You have Red Light Hockey podcast with Liam, Paul, Chad, and Brent. Brent is also going to be the host of the 3 pointer as well. So we got a couple recycled, you know, hosts coming out there. And Liam is actually, I believe, hosting the I believe it's what was it, Uncle Steve and Friends. He's going to be on that as well. So there it is. There's a lot going on right now. We just sold about 15 to 20 complex shirts. They sold in one day. So
Pretty fucking good.
yeah, we just we're getting ready for our merch chick to basically tell us that she's ready for her next thing. Then we're gonna be doing about 15 to 20 backstabbers, and I think there's a couple flyers Allie sold in there as well. If
Nice.
anybody wants them, our store will be up tomorrow. I don't know what time, but check with it, www.oldcitysports.com. It'll be up on there somewhere. I'm about to write a blog on there about the Flyers. Seems like a good time, to get that done.
Write a blog and just let it on fire.
I might just take a video of me lighting something Flyers based on fire and peeing on it. Might be Kevin Hayes' face, because I'm so disgusted with that guy.
Definitely.
Um, Also, announcement. See if I have this here. Next Sunday, usually we're gonna be doing it at the same time. 9:05. We will have NWHL women's hockey Connecticut Whale player Sarah Houston on our show. She's one of the many many interviews we were supposed to do before the pandemic hit. She's been really, really, really patient. I dropped her a line the other day, and she basically said that she's absolutely down to come on. So
Right on.
I'm completely excited to do that. She's been, like I said, unreal patient with us. So I have a couple other NWHLers to come on. I would love to get Sam Walder back on and actually get a good interview with her, because the last one wasn't bad. It's just it could be better. I think we had a couple more other ones. Scott had Anna, and Eric had I think he had an Isabel Cup champion. So
You had a few lined up, and then COVID kind of fucked everything up too.
Yeah, it destroyed everything.
So
It destroyed everything.
thanks
There's
again, COVID.
yeah, yeah. Also, there's rumors in the email mill about Taylor Lear's actually playing, I believe, over in Germany right now. And
Good for him.
if I could snag his ass, I'll definitely get him back on. He was a great. I loved having him on. He was cool. There's also there's another rumor going on.
We'll try to throw some more harder questions at him, other than your Gretzky one.
Throws everybody off. How can this guy be a host of a hockey show and sit there and say this shit about Gretzky? I don't know, dude.
I know.
I've dropped that shit on a couple other pages, and people have been like, "Yeah, what the fuck? That makes a lot of sense." But there's not as many of them as there are. Who the fuck are you? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, at least if we got that, it'd kind of feel like our normal show, though. If they
Yeah,
drop something like that, you
well
know.
now it's live, so I mean now there's people like, yeah, you got something to say, dude? Just come right here. Now we're on YouTube. That's interesting. Eric, got that set up. I think it's youtube.com/ Old City Sports Network. So I don't know what that's about, but I connected the shit out of it to it. So
Okay.
it's another connection.
Another thing for us to get canceled on.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal, no?
Why not? Fuck it.
um, there is another rumor in the mill. I'm not gonna bring up too many names. Um, I was talking to Jim Craig before COVID hit. He's a motivational speaker now for gold medal. I forget what the company's called, but he's a motivational speaker, and COVID slammed him hard, and he didn't want to do any more interviews.
Wow.
So we were talking dates, but so we will definitely be interviewing him soon. I'm in talks with his assistant at this point, and picking up basically where we left off before COVID. And I think we're going to be trading him also, and with the Red Light Hockey Podcast to get a former Flyer, which would be amazing
That would be nice.
if it works. We will definitely be talking to Danny Burrito.
Maybe.
That might happen. I don't know. But
That'd be pretty cool.
It's nice to do it. Yeah, absolutely. So it's good having a network that's spread
Helping
out to
each other
Canada.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, with spread up there. I mean, you got those guys. You got one in San Jose. You got one in Manitoba. You got one in Toronto.
Fuck Toronto.
Whoa, come on
I
now.
said that.
You got some problem with it. I don't know what that's all about.
I just want Simmons back.
I actually
That's all it is.
I was just on Hockey DB, just pulling up some stuff, and he was at 1 to 10, or 1 out of 10 people. He was number 10 of most searched people on Hockey DB. Brian Elliott was like 4.
Huh.
Very, really weird. I didn't click on Brian Elliott, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's an odd list right there.
yeah, it was really it was weird. I didn't see Gretzky on it, but yeah, everybody fucking knows his stats.
Well,
So
yeah.
why would you do that? But again, thanks to everybody on the network. Like I said, go to Facebook.com and search Old City Sports with OLDE, not the regular old, the old English old. Like us on Facebook. We got a like page and a Facebook group page. Flyers Alley, same deal. Like page, group page. They are private to keep out douchebags because that's just how it is. I mean, we don't want people coming on there.
I mean, you could be a little bit of a dick. Just don't fucking spam it with nonsense.
What's most like, I mean, I'm a huge advocate of hockey people are going to talk, not gracefully to each other, but don't come on there and start torching the Flyers every 10 seconds. Everybody knows that they're doing bad right now. We don't need you to remind us. I mean, it's but Also, go to www.oldcitysports.com. Every link to every show that's on the network is on there. Uh, the Facebook pages, the link trees. Everybody's got a link tree. So if you're interested in anything, go there. Like I said, the store will be up tomorrow. So place your orders on there. It'll go to our merch people, and then they will get to you. And that is pretty much all I have, unless you have something, Wade.
No, no. Unfortunately, I don't have anything. No rumors gone around. Just the same bullshit that we're all suffering through with this terrible fucking team that we have right now.
Oh God. Um,
Yeah.
Again, if you guys are watching us live, then you're watching us live. But if you did miss it, and you know people that obviously want to listen to it like podcasts, this audio will be on our Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast tomorrow morning at 8. I always put the shows airing at 8 a.m. every Monday morning. Um, yeah, so we'll see you guys next week at the same time, 9:05 on Sunday. And then we'll see you guys there. Let's have a good week.
Later, guys.